thought we'd start with the boys today. There's Angel Eyes, little Hannes, with his breakfast table. And then the Iceman, Uber in his little contained area, because otherwise he beats everybody else up and steals their food. And then in the shelter is your rainbow boy, little Nero, looking nice and grubby. As is the shelter, and everywhere around it. Multiple poos everywhere, which, yes, it takes a lot of cleaning up, but I think it just shows how much they love this area right now, because they are spending most of their time in here. Because the fields are quite bad now, quite wet and grubby and poached. There's not really anything tasty to eat out there. And this was the nightmare last winter, with them not having anywhere nice and dry to stand to eat. So I think in their minds, and certainly in ours, this is a massive improvement this winter. Right, I best stop videoing and clean some poos up. I think there should be a rule on people sending invoices out over the Christmas and New Year period. I don't know what's better, whether to get an invoice at this time of year or whether to get it in January. I just had the invoice for the horse box. I've already paid for the tyres that went on the motorway, which was about 800 and something, I think. But I've now just had the invoice for the service and MOT, £2,255. My goodness. I could have bought a new lorry with what it's cost me over the last 12 months. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to not let it bother me, and I'm going to go back to doing my shoeing chart for next year. So this is all the dates that the horses have had their feet done over the last 12 months, and we're just going to wipe it all off and start afresh. What an absolute treat this morning. Susan's come in and she's even brought us all Costa. But as I'm down with the boys, having a clean and tidy up, I'm going to enjoy mine with their company. But I'm not going to let them pinch it this time. Not like Hoytzer did with my coffee up at the yard. But I have had to resort to the trailer now for all the droppings, because they are doing so many in this turnout area now that it's all going to have to go down on the muck heap rather than getting thrown in the hedge. So it's a bit of a mammoth clean-up this morning. There's little Principal. He's got extra treats over in his bowl and carrots, and keeping away from these boisterous boys. Where are the other two? There's Nero and Iceman tucking into some haylage in there. And we have all this old stuff that gets on the floor. They're very good at selecting what they do and don't like, so I tend to throw away all this stuff that they drop on the floor because it's usually stuff that's not as tasty. Meanwhile, these two besties are enjoying the treat balls. I say besties, of course Uber wouldn't let Hannes near one now, because once he's out of his little area, he monopolises anything with food. And I even get to utilise one of the many cup holders that Arthur has. He has 4 on the back here, and I think it was 6 inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I believe from several people, including my sister who was over from Colorado, that no vehicle sells over in the States unless it's got multiple cup holders. So I'm very pleased to be using one. That's one clean and tidy. Iceman, should we go and do the other one? Oh look, little Princey's having a roll. Good to have a roll after breakfast, isn't it, Prince? That's right, you roll out some of those divots in the grass. He's desperately trying to turn himself the same colour as all the Frisians. Hello, Iceman. Hello. Right, let's do the other shelter. You're going to have to come out for a minute, Uber. My bribery tactics to keep them up this end of the turnout so that I can get Arthur back out. Oh, and look, here comes the rain. It was forecast for today, and at least it gave us a couple of hours this morning without. While they all munch their breakfast in the rain, gives me a chance to go and empty the trailer on Arthur down in the muck heap. Now the boys are spending quite so much time in the shelter, Prince isn't able to get in there as much to get any haylage, so I've made the decision today to bring him back up to the yard. The little old man, he needs a bit of a spa day. It's so horrible out there, isn't it, Principal? Yeah. And as our oldest resident, I think it's only fair that you get to come in and enjoy the solarium. Yes, you look gorgeous. I'll get you some carrots and extra feed in a minute. His rug might look super soggy and wet, but it's been superb for him. So thank you again, Anne, because it's kept him lovely and dry. And he's now going to spend half an hour or so in here, just having a bit of red light therapy. While Prince dries out and has that lovely time in Bess's barn, his rug can come into Lisa's laundry and go on our electric rug rail that we have that heats up to help dry them out. Doesn't dry them out maybe as quickly as it would if it was a nice dry waterproof barn, but at least it does over time make them a little bit drier. Is this a better day now, Principal? Eh? Carrots, apples, extra Thunderbrooks treats and some extra hay nuts. I think we might need to give your face a little bit of a clean. Isn't that a lovely little ray of sunlight on the most miserable of days? Little Prinsicle, enjoying time in Bessie's barn. It's not even nice weather for the sheepies. I'll bought them some extra feed out today. Come on, you two. As disgusting as it is, still out here in the office here, we've got Tamara modelling the beautiful neck scarf that Wendy has asked her husband Charles, while Wendy is recuperating in hospital, she got Charles on postal duties to send through her latest 2 creations, and I'm just going to show you this one for now. It's beautiful because it's also lovely colours inside. And you can have it up or you can have it down. I can't see what I look like, so I don't know what it is. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. With such detail on it. Again, I would imagine that that's Wensleydale curls in there. But this is going to be up for raffle, along with that beautiful quilt that Diane made for Niki Noo's birthday. And at the end of this very, very soggy New Year's Eve, little Prinsicle, he's up at the yard, enjoying tucking into the hay hole, while all these guys came in early. Jubbers looks like he's in the naughty corner. He's tucking into the haylage. Niki Noos, she was happy to come in early because she was so soggy and wet. And Annie and Hidda have free rein to wander in and out of this other stable because I think the rain's going to continue. So I have to admit, I'm not feeling very New Year's-y at the moment. But I do, of course, wish you all a very happy New Year. And if I manage to get this video out, I hope that you've all had a wonderful celebration or a really lovely early night.